instead of maybe us losing funding for like the next fiscal year, it's happening immediately. So as of the end of September, that money that we thought was coming is gone. It's a bummer, but...
And we really tried to make a balance of sacrifices where we really tried not to cut off any of the programming that we've developed with CPB funding.
Yeah,
so before CPB funding, we had no news department.
Welcome to Season 9 of the No Dishes Podcast, presented by our friends at Gameday Men's Health. They have a wide variety of services. You can find out more at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. I've been seeing them for 5 months, have lost over 50 pounds, but they do so much more than just weight loss. We're so appreciative to them of showing their support for the local restaurant community and highlighting the people that make it go. DJ, spin that track.
Hey, say, honey, let's go out to eat. Relieve our culinary duties. With all these restaurants to sweep us off our feet, they're bound to turn us into foodies. No dishes, no dishes, no dishes. We'll have a bottle of wine, relax and have a good time. No dishes. No dishes.
All right, welcome to another episode of No Dishes. We are here to talk public radio, WFHB, with General Manager and Development Director Brooke Turpin and Jar Turner. Welcome.
Great to be here.
Hey, thanks for having us.
What's it like having video cameras?
What video camera?
Yeah, we love it. It's great. It makes me feel so comfortable.
Yeah. Well, it's not just like having people come in. It's like, oh yeah, you're used to being in a studio all the time. This is nothing.
Well, I mean, we're constantly under surveillance all the time anyway. So
yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Well, first up, thank you guys for your support of Taste. Really appreciate it. It was awesome.
What an amazing event.
It was so much fun.
So congratulations again.
Yeah, that was an awesome surprise to see so many people out in downtown.
It was wild, but I mean, we couldn't have done it without the help of so many partners like yourself, and I can't even list off everyone else to help make it possible, but just helping get the word out.
Yep.
And then helping with the WFHB Orbit Room stage. And,
yeah, that was great, and I'm really lucky Mike pulled us into that gig, and we lent our name to it. We didn't really have to put a lot of energy into it, which was great. So we just got to be there and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, it was good. So what more could you ask for? And just like I don't know if you would say the programming, but like the lineups, I think complement each other well.
Yeah.
Between the Master Rental stage and WFHB Orbit Room stage. And I'm already just so excited for next year. So we're just doing like everything pretty much the same. I mean, there's things we learn from, and we're going to tweak and try to make like the experience better and stuff. But like we're doing the same exact committee. Right. The same model,
same
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it worked.
Yeah.
So let's just not.
Don't mess with it.
Keep it simple, stupid. Right? So let's just get right off the bat. You guys have this fundraising drive. You got someone doing a match. I'll let you. I'm not going to ruin it. Let me let you, the professionals tell us the details.
Somebody is pitching on the air at WFHB at this very moment,
right
as
now.
we are speaking.
Yeah.
So we have a big fund drive ahead of us, or in front of us. We're right in the middle of it at the moment. We're trying to raise $100,000. And that is supposed to happen by the end of October. That is partially because we have a very large match that has been given by a private donor who is willing to match everything we make during the fund drive up to $100,000.
Incredible.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, I
really
hope at some point in my life I have $100,000 that I can just put towards a cool cause. And
yeah.
Well, the donors that donated understand the sort of the situation that we're in with losing federal funding, and so our federal funding, which came from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, past tense, it's closing its doors.
It's crazy.
Was about $120,000 that we counted on every year.
25% of our budget,
and that's just gone. That's just gone. We're not going to see any more of that money. And in fact, Congress allocates 2 years of funding for CPB programming, and it was all clawed back with the executive orders, and things happening in Washington. So
that meant like instead of maybe us losing funding for like the next fiscal year, it's happening immediately. So as of the end of September, that money that we thought was coming is gone. So that, has had consequences. We've had to lay off 2 staff members.
Man.
The staff has lost health care. It's a bummer, and
we really tried to make a balance of sacrifices where we really tried not to cut off any of the programming that we developed with CPB funding.
Yeah,
so before CPB funding, we had no news department. Their youth radio department was funded through another organization, through Rhinos. So, but now we have the youth radio program under our wing. We have a fully award-winning, bona fide news department, which is a rarity for a community radio station our size in our market. You just don't see community stations with whole news departments that aren't NPR stations. Mm-hmm. So the federal funding really helped us punch above our weight, and now it's just gone. And so we're at a kind of a pivotal moment where we've made some cuts. We've got some money coming in. Fortunately, we've got strong support from the community fortunately, our listeners are well informed about what's happening in the world.
Of course, yeah.
And so we've seen a strong outpouring of support in response to the funding cuts. But now it's the year of figuring out, okay, how do we move forward without cutting more?
Yeah.
And looking at like how much can we count on local community support?
Right.
And so it's kind of a recalibration year, but I'm happy to say that, we're still moving right along, and, donate, donate,
and you said it's running through when?
So the on-air portion ends on Sunday. That's September 21st.
Yeah, so by the time this comes out, it'll have ended, the on-air part.
Correct.
Okay.
But the fundraising will continue off the air through the till the end of October.
Okay.
So any donations received before October 31st
will count towards that match.
Be doubled.
Okay, so by the time this episode comes out, you've got a month.
Yep.
You got a month. Mm-hmm. And now what's the best way? WFHB.org.
Yep.
That's probably the best way.
Okay.
Yep.
If you're listening on the internet, that's probably the best way, because you could just, maybe you can put a link into the podcast.
Yeah, we can absolutely.
And that's our new T-shirt too. I think.
Oh, nice.
Scrolled by it. That's designed by Aaron Denton in town.
Yeah.
We really take pride in hiring local artists and use local printers to do the work. And so he created that for us without any real direction.
Yeah, no, it's
we
awesome.
said make us a T-shirt, and this is what they came up with.
Yeah, and
Incredible.
it's really beautiful. Yeah. He did a great job.
Yeah, and then I saw on here that it's Bad Knees is printing it and doing
absolutely.
it. Yeah, I saw the photo of Aaron in there with Anna.
Abby.
Abby and then his wife Anna.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They were just saying yesterday. Yeah.
Anna and I went to high school together in Indy.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. And she's an incredible photographer.
She took our staff photos.
Oh, nice.
This year too.
Well, she always does the stuff for the Elm, and it's like her resume is insane. It's like Washington Post, all these different large organizations.
They're a power couple for sure.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I do a little freelance photography on the side, and I definitely am envious of her work. And
I
see her work, and I'm like, man, that's cool.
She's so good.
Doing really cool things. Yeah.
I just saw the photo of them in studio, and I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then because it was essentially you two and Abby that were helping us with the taste stuff and having those initial meetings. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's just cool. It's I love to see the community come together in, unfortunate circumstances is the nicest way to put it.
Right.
And
things have been going pretty well. I mean, we're on our 6th day of the fund drive. I think we're just about at the halfway point.
Incredible.
We've raised over $57,000 at this point. So we're very hopeful that we're going to hit that 100 by the end of October.
We'd love to hit it by the end of the drive on
I know,
Sunday, because that's
amazing.
when all the momentum on the air is. After that, it's going to be a little more of a uphill battle, raising awareness.
Yeah, but I don't want to, making fund drives longer doesn't do anybody any favors.
Right.
It's not an effective way of fundraising. And, it'll be up to us and the board to get out there and make some phone calls.
Yeah.
So what's the structure, the overall, like, let's take a step back, the broad view of WFHB's funding, how it operates, why it was started. You have a board, and just kind of get the overview of what WFHB is.
Sure. Do you want me to go?
Yes.
Sure.
Like me?
So in the mid-'70s, there was a lot of community stations popping up all over the country. And that's when they started to hold national conferences for the concept of community radio. Because even what is community radio? People don't know what that is. Community radio is nonprofit, non-commercial radio, which is typically programmed by volunteers. So community or NPR is public radio. WFHB is community radio. There's a little bit of a difference there. We're also considered public radio also because we receive public funding.
Right.
Or did.
Hurts to even say it.
Yeah. So typically the programming is produced by volunteers. Typically there's a small staff that manages the volunteers. But that's the biggest key difference of what the differences are with community radio and public radio.
And the content is hyper local, made by for the community.
That's great.
So FM stations in the 70s started to split into to country and to rock. And basically a format was created for radio stations to sell advertising. And it also stuck to what's safe, which meant a lot of local music wasn't going to get played. And the founders of the organization thought that was a shame, and had conceived of the concept of a radio station that focused on local artists, local community, local underwriters, and local is the theme. And it was really a visionary move because they didn't know in the mid-'70s how much corporate control of media would take. And so things weren't even bad then. Things weren't even the way they are now, where a big corporation owns a radio station and there's, their network all across the country.
It's a mouthpiece.
It's all the programming is top up and distributed across the country, and we're the complete opposite. We're bottom up. So we're grassroots. So the programming is done by volunteers.
Right.
And they came up, they wanted to do this in the 70s. It was Mark Hood, Jeffrey Sundog Morris, and there was another guy that I've never met that was part of this conversation too. And later some other people came on, like Jim Mannion and Richard Fish,
Brian Kearney.
But from the mid 70s until it wasn't until the early 90s that we actually got a broadcast license.
Yeah.
And there's just all kinds of engineering and being at the right place at the right time when it comes to acquiring a frequency. And finally, we were in the right place at the right time in 1993. And then...
So they had been laying the groundwork, but not broadcast.
Correct.
Okay. And then get that. So for 15 years or so?
17 or so?
Yeah.
They were working to make this happen
Yeah.
until the timing worked out.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time
Yeah.
to be working on something without being able to actually do it. You
Right.
know? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
keeping that alive and keeping it sort of the idea of it alive to other people who were involved and keeping them engaged and excited about the idea. And then in 1993, we were broadcasting out of Radio Ridge, which was essentially a cement block building.
Still there.
Where our transmitter is.
Yes.
What?
Good.
Oh.
Affirming.
Yeah.
And Brian Carney got involved, and Brian Carney had a really close relationship with Herman Wells. And so because of that, Herman Wells was able to not only support us in getting our frequency, but also support us in our capital campaign to get our actual building instead of broadcasting out of a
right. Is it
box.
where you're at now?
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
so you've been in that building since the 90s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Incredible.
Since 94 maybe.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I can't remember her first name, but Waldron.
I'm not sure.
Cecil Waldron. Yeah, sort of gifted the station the Firehouse.
Cool.
So we are kind of, that is our building. Even though it's like a historic landmark and the city kind of still owns it, but that is our building, and Herman Wells was a big part of that. Yeah.
Sweet. So you don't have to pay rent.
Correct.
We don't.
And it's been gifted kind of.
The city owns the building, the Waldron itself.
When I know because they had Ivy Tech go in there,
Right.
It was they're responsible to maintain and all of that.
Yes.
But that didn't touch you guys, right? You're responsible to maintain your portion.
We have this kind of grandfathered.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. It's like a grandfathered thing, and then we're basically perpetual tenants.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's awesome though.
Yeah,
That's great.
It really, I mean,
if we didn't have that,
if we didn't have that, I don't know that we would have survived this long.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's expensive to run a radio station.
Yeah.
So
what are some of your, just to give people an idea, peek behind the curtain of what are the expenses behind running a radio station? What are your top expenses that you have to figure out?
Well, it's payroll right now.
Of course, yeah, personnel,
people.
Personnel.
I mean, people is a big part of it.
Because you can only have volunteers do so much.
Right.
Yes, I totally get it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, for a 24-hour, 365-day-a-year radio station, not all volunteers are not going to want to.
We have 4 broadcast frequencies,
Right.
and we stream online.
Yeah.
24/7.
Jar gets plenty of phone calls.
I
at
get
6 a.m.
Oh yeah, well even
Midnight.
right before we recorded, he's like, I'm silencing my phone, but I'm leaving it here just in case. Well, it's not probably serious, but ice cream emergencies happen all the time. I understand. There's no end to the phone calls and the text about this or that, or it's always something random. Are you wanting to move better, feel better, and live better? Look no further than Move Bloomington, where their small group personal training programs are designed to improve strength, balance, and flexibility. With a welcoming environment, their expertly guided workouts can help you feel supported in the life and activities you love in and out of the gym. Whether you're new to exercise, a lifelong athlete, or anywhere in between, their dedication to personalized programming will deliver sessions that meet you where you are. Visit movebloomington.com to learn more and get started today. Your family will have a blast at Constellation Stage and Screen's upcoming musical, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, on stage November 1st through the 16th at the Waldron Auditorium. Join Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and the whole Peanuts gang. This timeless classic brings the beloved comic strip to life with laugh-out-loud moments, memorable songs, and a big dose of charm. It's truly fun for all ages. See You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, on stage November 1st through the 16th in downtown Bloomington. Find tickets at cconstellation.org. I've been using WaterTech pools for all of my pool and hot tub needs for 2 seasons now, and cannot recommend them highly enough. Jason, Brian, and their entire team are incredibly knowledgeable and can help you with your next pool installation, closing or opening, or just helping you maintain your chemicals and cleanliness throughout the year. They even do custom stainless steel pools. Learn more at Jays, that's Jays, watertechpools.com. So how large of area do you guys broadcast to? What's your reach?
So we have, I explained, we have 4 frequencies. We started with 1, and that was our main 91.3 signal, and that's our largest signal, has the largest area. It's a 1,600 watt tower. It broadcasts through down south of Bedford, almost to Paoli.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Or actually, I think people
Sometimes, occasionally, we'll hear somebody reporting, being like, "Hey, I
out down here in Paoli.
Or even in Columbus. Sometimes people have said they can get us in Columbus.
Really?
But I don't know where.
Interesting.
But we have had people, especially listeners for Democracy Now!
That one's surprising to me.
It is.
Yeah.
So where?
But I've also heard people can hear us in Martinsville, and that's also surprising to me, depending on the ridge that they're on.
Right. So it's a 6 county. Six counties.
Yeah.
Now, when you said the Radio Ridge is where the cement box is that what it was called?
Right.
Where is that located? What's your epicenter, I guess?
It's on Rockport Road.
Okay.
South of town on Rockport Road.
Yeah.
And it's on a ridge that faces Bloomington, and basically so we broadcast from there for the first 9 months or so, first year, and then we acquired the Firehouse, and actually how we get the audio to the Radio Ridge is that we have basically a microwave antenna. I
think this stuff is fascinating. How all of this works.
There's a tower on top of the station that has a microwave. It has two purposes. It has a microwave satellite or a microwave dish on it pointing towards the tower at Radio Ridge, and that's how the audio gets to that transmitter
and then
to broadcast.
Interesting.
So that's 91.3. That's our main signal. We also have a downtown Bloomington signal that you can only get in downtown Bloomington or in the city. And that's our 98.1 signal. And so that's a separate transmitter. So we're broadcasting in two different times, actually, because there's a delay.
Well, I was going to ask. Yeah, because you have to send it. And
so
then
if you go back and forth between 98.1 and 93, there's like a 7 second.
98.1 is ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 98.1 is ahead, and then you go to 91.3, and then you hear the same thing that they just said on 98.1.
Well, that's good. You're like, wait, what'd they say?
Yeah.
That's great. You got instant replay.
So we broadcast on two frequencies through that antenna on the station. But what also is happening is we have a tower in Ellettsville and a tower in Brown County that receive the signal from 91.3 because has the biggest expanse, and it picks up the signal, and those are called translators. And so they just pick up the signgle and they just boost it.
As opposed to a transmitter.
Put it on another frequency.
Okay, yeah.
So we've got 4 frequencies altogether.
Yeah.
I think this, you're just trying how does this work? And how do you decide how far it goes? And just the fact that you said it's this many watts and, all the things that go into what the reach is, where it's placed. Yeah. What could be in the way of it,
right?
Yeah.
Or what other stations are broadcasting using similar frequencies? Because you have to have a certain distance between location, geographic area, and frequency number.
Right. So that's why there's not a 91.5.
Right, and that's why it's hard to. That's why it's a challenge to get a broadcast license in the first place, because you're trying to wedge a signal into whatever pocket is available, and there's lots of directional antennas that'll do that, so you can point it, make it whatever shape you want. In fact, if you look at 98.1 on there's a website called Radio-Locator, and you can look at the actual frequencies on the listening range.
Yeah.
And go type in WFHB as the call letters.
I'm gonna nerd out on this site later.
There's
coverage maps. Yes. Because that's when we were talking earlier. I was like, I want to see a map right now.
That's 91.3. That's our biggest one.
Okay, and so the little cross there is where the antenna or transmitter is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where the transmitter is, and so it's just south of Bloomington. But you see it down there in Bedford, and you notice that it's not a perfect circle, right?
Yeah.
That's because it's on a ridge and it's pointing out that way. And if you go to 98.1.
Oh, go down.
Yeah, go down to W251AG.
There you go.
It's this funny little bow tie pattern.
That's so fascinating.
Because you have to engineer it in such a way, and some antennas, like you're also dealing not just with lateral space or horizontal space, but vertical space sometimes when you're trying to squeeze the signal in, and so it's complicated.
I feel like we could do a whole podcast on it. I'm dead serious.
I don't know how many listeners you
I don't care.
I
This
think
is
there'd be
my
a lot,
show.
actually. Yeah, I think there'd be a lot. I know.
Well, it's fascinating. When I just love maps to begin with, and then just you throw in the technology aspect of it and how long it's been around. I guess, do you know, like, when was FM and AM radio? Like, when did that start to become a thing?
That's a good question.
I know. Yeah.
So I think it was probably in the 50s. Don't you think?
No.
First experimental broadcast was 1906, and then commercially licensed broadcasting.
I actually think it might predate telephones.
That's wild. What an interesting technology.
Started public broadcasting.
Yeah. Wow.
So, well, I'll
Say it.
I mean, we would probably get into this later, but so in Berkeley, back in California, I worked for KPFA, which is the first community radio station in the country.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and they got on the air in 1948, 1949. And when they started, so that was the first time that anybody ever created community radio. They didn't know what it was. So it also, they're like the signal that they were transmitting on wasn't on the radios. Mm-hmm. So like they had to create their own, they had to give out, when you became a member, you got a radio that could tune to the station.
Probably it was tuned only for that station.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know where those radios went off to.
Yeah.
But
that's wild. Just coming out of World War II.
Right.
Just being like, let's start community radio station.
Well, and it was, the founder was really, he was like, he was a peace activist. He was a pacifist, and it came out of Pacifica Radio.
Okay.
And it can't, that's literally Pacifica.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a very, I mean, KPFA is like, it's a very interesting, incredibly historical place that if you think of almost any significant historical event, usually KPFA is like somehow, somewhere
tied
involved in it.
Well, just like you look at all this history and how long it's been around and how important it's been, and it just makes everything that's happening that much more sad and frustrating when it comes to PBS, when it comes to NPR, when it comes to funding for community radio. Man, that sucks.
But they actually, that's a whole other, they don't get CPB funding ever.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're pretty radical.
Well, it works for them.
Yeah,
we're the OG.
It's Berkeley, California.
They're gonna continue to have that support, and hopefully, I'm sure that you guys will continue to find it here in Bloomington. It's a much smaller market, but such a community-minded.
Well,
area.
And really the essence of community, this is like, Bloomington is the perfect place for a community radio station because it's just big enough, but just small enough for it to really feel like how community radio is supposed to feel, where people know people. Your neighbor is working on a show.
Yeah.
You know, your kid went to youth radio, and now you might have your kid going to youth radio. You know, like it's great because it really feels like you can make a difference. You can make a significant change and a difference in your community by having this media resource here.
And the college, the university being here too, adds some international aspects to it that are really interesting too, and just the strong music bent with the Jacob School being here, and so it's like the perfect combination of being in downtown Bloomington and being in a university town and having a town that's not too big, that's got a sprawl and things are disconnected.
Right.
You know, got
such a thriving music community.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, that's like so much of what we do is supporting local music. And it's Bloomington is like a sweet spot. I love the station, and I can't believe how lucky I am to have found it, because I feel it's so satisfying to feel like you can really make an impact.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like even, just the impact that Bloomington's had on a much broader scale that a lot of people don't even realize, whether it's through Secretly Canadian, Rushing and Recording, Jaguar with like Bon Iver's Grammy winning album, Duran Jones and Indications are getting millions of monthly streamers on Spotify now, and like they formed in Bloomington. Jacob School, and I know WFHB was playing those people way early on, and it's like part of that, and like that's so cool to see. Like, I don't know, I love it.
Well, and I mean, in addition to supporting local music, we really are all about supporting the emerging artists too.
Yeah.
That's why you're not gonna, you'll hear the Beatles, you'll hear Rolling Stones on WFHB. You'll hear all the big hits, but primarily the things that you hear are emerging artists. Yeah. They're artists that are making a go at it. They're releasing albums, they're touring nonstop, and FHB is like it's a destination for their tour.
Yep. And we're trying to increase that too. We're trying to really give reasons to get more touring bands through Bloomington.
Yeah.
So that we can get to see them here in Bloomington and not have to go up to Indy.
Yeah, and you're not even yes, you have emerging Bloomington musicians, but these are nationwide that are coming through.
Right.
Yeah.
You're interviewing them during the day, and then they have a show. They're
packing local venues.
Yes. Yeah, and it all works in a beautiful harmony together. When Garrett, right before you guys got here, first pulled up the website, we noticed Lewis and Addison right on the front page.
Oh yeah.
And Lewis did our theme song.
That's
our little
lovely.
No Dishes jingle. We gave him just like one general idea of what he wanted. The first thing he sent us, we're like, it's perfect. It's so good.
Yeah, Addison's actually on our board.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then I know, Mike McAfee with Visit Bloomington's been Visit Bloomington's been one of our biggest supporters for this podcast.
Yep.
And he does the volunteer DJ.
He has a regular show on
Wednesday mornings.
6
a.m.
He's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know. I always forget. He doesn't really talk about it too much, and is very low key. And he'll when it does randomly come up, I'm like, oh yeah, forget you go do that every single week, and it's early, and then goes about his workday.
I feel like there's a lot of people, or many people I would meet sort of outside of the station, and they'd be like, oh yeah, I was doing this, or I was on your, community advisory board. I was on your board. I was DJing for a while. I was doing local live. Yeah. It's amazing how many people have come through that station. Yeah. And,
What I wanted to mention when I was talking about the lead up to 1993, since 1993, I couldn't even tell you how many volunteers we've had come to this station. It's got to be in the
thousands.
Tens of thousands.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine. Yeah. It would have to be.
Yeah.
I mean, what about in this point in time? I mean, how many volunteers?
I would say there's I would say easily 150, possibly 170
that are currently volunteering.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
the thing
wild.
The thing
that's
is
such an insane number.
Yeah, and there are probably 4 or 5 emails in my inbox of can you tell me when the next volunteer orientation is?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
New people are coming through all the time. It's really exciting. It's great.
And there's also been an escalation since COVID of people getting involved. And
since we got hit by lightning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We had a situation last year during our spring drive.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
We got 2 days of fun drive left, and we got struck by lightning.
What?
And it just sent a ripple effect through all various random components in the audio change.
What?
But not all of them. Yeah. So we had to go in and figure out exactly all right, what did the lightning F up?
Yeah. What's working properly?
Yeah, it was wild. It was we were off the air suddenly, and we were in the we were the last couple of days of the fun drive trying to get to the goal.
But that kicked up a lot of financial support, and it seems like And I also think that volunteering is something that people can do to get through the kind of drudgery of what's happening in the nation right now.
Yeah.
And that's one small step that someone can take and think, okay, I can do this. I can make a difference.
Yes,
I can also find my people.
I'm helping with the solution. 100%.
Right, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
It starts here in your community.
Been having that conversation with so many people lately about just how so many people get caught up in the negativity, and it's easy to do. And it's not saying it's wrong, but like there's things, especially on the local level, like where you can be involved, you can help fix, fill in the gaps.
Yep.
The silver lining of all the doom and gloom is that people are motivated to come in and either financially support or support through other means.
Because it's very low barrier, very accessible. We try and really make it as easy as possible for people to come and be involved in some way.
Yeah, it's got to be incredibly fulfilling. Just like I know I don't volunteer for WFHB, but the other things that I do where I'm just like, you're part of it. You're doing something. You're helping.
Partner with us. I mean, that's so much of it. It's just course. Like.
Well, I know we got Chocolate Moose on recently for the youth radio.
Yeah.
And like, just like, okay, cool. What can we do? Having those, the collaborations and no,
we
great.
love that. Like, yes. Yeah. Let's do more stuff.
We had a really cool event. The TV Mike from Orbit Room kind of pulled together at the last minute, and we had the Danielle Villarreal do a what we call Firehouse Sessions, which are basically afternoon live sessions for an artist that's coming in to town to play a show later that night.
Yeah.
And we did a live afternoon session in the Orbit Room with a selected audience of just WFHB volunteers. We did that the first day of Fund Drive, and it was awesome just to see like all of the First of all, like you don't see all the volunteers usually at the same time. You know, the thing about the radio station,
coming and going,
everyone's coming and
24/7.
going. Hardly anyone sees each other unless it's like a quarterly meeting or something like that. But this was an awesome thing where it was just like, oh man, just surrounded by like cool WFHB volunteers, and they don't have to do anything. They get to relax and just watch a show that they've got exclusive access to.
No, that's so cool.
It's very rewarding, and it's that was like an eye opener too. To like, we need to do more things like that.
Yeah,
we had a picnic the other day.
Yeah. It's just I mean that's what the station is all about, of just like coming up with cool ideas and like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's try that out. Sure. And that's also why I love the station so much. I love working for the station because I'm allowed to think outside the box and just try new things and see how they work out and like be weird. And like
just be creative and make stuff happen. That's incredible. I feel like that's what just about anyone wants out of their job, is their ability to have an idea and implement it.
Right.
Or at least bounce it off.
Be taken seriously.
I've talked about it at length, where I'm just like so fortunate to just have one owner at the Chocolate Moose that and for the most part now, 11 years in, I can really just kind of do things.
Right.
And he trusts me to do that. Whereas if I was working at, I used to work at O'Charlie's, I'm not going to have a menu item idea that's getting on the menu. So like that local aspect is like, you feel so much more involved. You're invested, you're bought in, which is great. Season 9 of the No Dishes podcast is presented by our friends at Gameday Men's Health. I've been seeing them for the past 5 months and have lost over 50 pounds using tirzepatide. But they do so much more than just weight loss. Whether you're suffering from fatigue, loss of motivation, poor sleep, or other wellness concerns, Gameday Men's Health can help. Check out GameDayMen'sHealth.com today to schedule your free testosterone test and consultation to get yourself back in the game. Better business, better community. For over a century, the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce has been a cornerstone of business growth and community development. They are dedicated to helping local businesses thrive. Their business is all about your business. Join the Chamber today. Call 812-336-6381 or visit chamberbloomington.org to learn more.
And especially for like music too. Like if you have an idea for a show, just like the new punk show, like Radio Ragazzo, they wanted to do a punk show on the station. And so they like proposed the idea and like we discussed it. not just me and Jar, other people too.
Yeah.
And then it happened. And now we have a punk show on Wednesday nights every week. But the same thing also with news. If you feel like there's something that you want to cover that you find interesting or, you're concerned about and you're like, hey, I want to come in and I want to focus on this, then for the most part, unless it's like not within our mission or not within FCC regulations, great. Like you can do it.
Yeah. Again, it's bottom up.
Yeah. What a great outlet. Well, yeah, it's so great. I want to know about both of your backgrounds a little bit, which I've caught bits and pieces in our times interacting. Yeah. But Brooke, do you mind? We'll start with you and just kind
of. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Short version. I grew up in the Bay Area in California for the first 40 years of my life. I moved here in 2020 and have a background with radio a lot. I started when I was at UC Berkeley at their radio station, which is half student, half community radio, CalX, and have been also at commercial radio stations in San Francisco for a couple of years, and that was interesting. And then also worked at KPFA, like I mentioned earlier, and was their development director for several years, and was lucky enough to come here and found this incredible community radio station that needed a development director. So
that just all kind of worked out.
It was all
you came
kismet.
here you had already came here and then found the position?
Yes, I came here and I actually looked up WFHB when I moved and was like, okay, cool, let's see. And then I went to the staff page and I noticed that nobody was on staff except for Jar and
it's very
the chief engineer and
news director.
It was and I was like,
bare
there is
bones,
no
the
way
crew,
they would hire a development director. I can tell that they do not have the money.
Yeah.
I think I said to my husband, I was like, he must be doing everything.
Yeah. You're like, yes, indeed.
I was doing the fundraising.
And so anyway, I this is actually a good story. I actually forgot about it for a while. And I was working on a different radio station in town and was listening to WFHB on the radio. And I heard a on-air announcement saying that they are looking for a development director.
No way.
And I grabbed a pen and I wrote down the email address of which I should send my resume to. And lo and behold.
Here we are. Yeah. 5 years later.
Literally listening to the radio and I heard
while working on another radio station.
It was
meant to be.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. I love that all worked out that way. And obviously it's been a good fit. You've been there for a bit now.
4 years on the 20th.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my story is I grew up in rural Indiana. I grew up in Alexandria, Indiana.
Oh, I know Alexandria. Yeah. My dad used to be a preacher in Anderson. And we built Habitat for
the
Humanity.
big city.
Yeah. Oh, Anderson, the Big Apple? Yeah. Which they had the grocery store that had a Big Apple
Payless.
logo. Yeah, the Payless. And then did you ever go to Garfield's at Mounds Mall? Anyway, I was talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it had the go-kart track. And anyway, sorry.
Mounds Mall. I don't think that's there anymore.
Yeah. Anytime I talk to Anderson, I was like, do you know about Garfield's? You could color. They had the paper tablecloths.
I totally know.
And you could color on it.
Did they bring out I think they brought out sweet bread with
and then they
rolls.
had riblets like Applebee's did. And anyway, okay. You're from Alexandria. My bad.
So I'm 46, I think. So I was a teenager in the 90s, before the internet, and radio was growing up in rural Indiana, without having a car. Radio and MTV was pretty much my connection to culture, and commercial radio at that. I actually remember when X103 launched. And when they completely changed their format from what they started to be into the new rock alternative. When they started, they played a bunch of like classic rock and Nazareth and but anyway,
see, I always knew X103 is like new alternative and maybe you've got like Bush or like Audio Slave.
Well, when it started, it was playing like Jackal and but I'd always loved music, always had a connection to music. Radio, for better or worse at that time, was really my connection to it. That, and remember Columbia House? Columbia House was when you can get
like the label?
10 like 10 CDs for $1 or something like that.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's wild. I totally, I'm like a memory.
So, radio and, Columbia House was like, my connection to the outside world until I got my license and then I could go to record stores. In Anderson, Indiana, there was a very influential record store in Anderson, Indiana called A1 Records.
What was it called?
A1 Records.
A1 Records. Okay.
Yeah. So growing up in Indiana and also just being a little kind of a weird alternative kid in a small town, didn't have a lot of like friends, didn't have a lot of connection to my hometown. I always saw Bloomington as a musical destination. I mean, I had like even took a couple of road trips and saw some shows in Bloomington.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of bands that I would see at that record store in A1 had just come or were about to go to Bloomington. And so it was on the circuit of what Anderson and Bloomington were on the same circuit. So I'd always wanted to move to Bloomington because there was just a lot going on as far as Indiana goes, like had the most going on as far as music goes.
A little bit more than Anderson. But.
Oh yeah. A little bit more than Anderson. After the A1 Records closed up, that was
about it.
That was it. And so I moved down here in about 2008 to be a part, to finish school and to be a part of the music scene down here. I had actually been living here for a few years, and I was really not happy. I was working at a dead end job. I didn't really know anyone. But then I started to go out a little bit more, and I actually met someone at the back door. It was like their soft opening. It wasn't even really open yet, but they were a DJ, and we met and became Facebook friends. And then like the very next day, they posted something on their Facebook that I'm going to go DJ on the radio, and my reaction was like, "What? You can just do that?"
Yeah.
I don't think I ever heard this story. Okay.
This is great.
Yeah. Great.
So I was like, what? You can just do that? What is this thing that you're doing? And she pointed me to WFHB, and I went to a volunteer orientation and immediately was just like, where do I sign up? Put me to work right now. And I have, other than when I've managed to get away for a vacation or a conference, I have been in the building every week since 2013.
Wow. I forget Backdoor's been open that long. That's crazy. Yeah. We're like, whoa.
Yeah. But I had a strong interest in audio engineering and played with bands and liked production aspects as much as playing. And so I got really into recording and found out the opportunities at WFHB, how they had basically just put live music on the radio week after week. And I showed up and started pushing faders and turning knobs and and actually just to fast forward to now. So I did as much volunteering as I could. I did interviews. I did DJ slots. I did recording engineering. I emceed live events. I eventually got a part-time job that was open for the station. And then I'd been working that part-time job for about 3 years. And in that time, I think I was about to have my third general manager, my third boss.
Yeah.
And at that point I was like, that's that's enough. Someone's got to take control of this thing. It's too awesome. It's too it's too stupid to just like not do cool things. So that's been my mantra. Is just do as much cool stuff as you can.
Yeah.
And offer the opportunity to other people.
That's great. I all the time I'm just like, we just want to do cool shit. That's we can cuss on here.
I'm so used to not. I'm so used to not.
Well, I do a weekly radio segment, and like when I first started it, I was like, dude, I'm gonna cuss. Like, and I have not slipped up once. Knock on wood.
It's weird.
I know. It's like
there's some weird thing that goes in my brain.
I've definitely had plenty of times where I've like I'm like speaking, and because you're worried about getting too comfortable.
Right.
Like you want to be comfortable on the radio. But like, if you're too comfortable, you're just gonna next thing you know, drop an F-bomb. You're like, oh shit, you know. But like, I've caught it almost saying like shit or whatever, and then like, I don't know, you just sub in stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And it just your brain works pretty fast.
Yeah.
But that's so funny.
I get it all out off the air.
Yeah. I was talking to like 80 middle schoolers at the project school today. They come over and talk about like history of chocolate mousse and all this stuff. And I had mentioned they were just talking about collaboration, and they're doing these just like business reports and
cool.
asking some cool questions. Teachers were chiming in, and at one point I mentioned like, I have a podcast, and one of the kids goes, "What's the name of it?" And he has his like laptop open and everything. I was like, "Oh, it's called No Dishes." I was like, I do cuss on it though, so I don't know if you're allowed to listen to it. And like, they all go like, ooh. And so in that moment, I'm like,
definitely gonna listen to it.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think through like, what have I said on that podcast? Are these kids gonna be okay? Yeah. So that was funny.
Podcasting has really just been so great for both. I mean, podcasting as like an art form itself, but also for radio, it's really kind of revived the idea of,
audio storytelling.
As an art form. Just having conversations and they both play radio and podcasting just play such an important role in covering story. Like again, just you sitting here being like, oh, I've never heard this story from Jar.
Yeah.
They've worked together for how many? For 4 years.
Yeah.
I've had so many people that come on here I've known for a decade, and I just get to find out new stuff about them just because of this format. And ours isn't even like a traditional podcast. When I think of a podcast, I think of you're sitting around and there's not really a topic and it's just a conversation.
Oh God.
But ours is more of an interview, which there are a lot of podcasts that are that way, more of an interview format. But we want it to be as conversational as possible. That's why we're like, let's go on a rant, let's rabbit trail, let's get all over the place. But it's just good to highlight all the amazing people that make Bloomington what it is in one way or another,
Well, thank you so much for having us on. I'm not ending this right now. It's just like I really appreciate you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm so pumped we can make this happen because I mean, I don't think I'd met either of you until we started having the conversations about taste. If I recall correctly, or had we met about something maybe once before? I can't remember. I came on and did Big Talk once with Michael Glab. I don't think I met either of you guys when I went in and did that.
Right.
I swear every time I go to Hopscotch, I see him.
He's there all the time. That's his spot.
That's his office.
His place.
I just I go up and I order, and then while I'm waiting, I just kind of scan the room, and he's always just sitting in the middle. I'm like, what's up, man?
He was actually, it's funny because when I moved, I didn't know anything or anybody almost when I moved here. So learning the whole area, Michael was helpful for me because he would invite people and I'd be like, okay, now I know that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I like, Big Talk because of that, because he is always having people on that I don't know about. I'm like, oh, that's what they look. Now I see them in person, or whatever.
Face to the name, and
Bloomington's most fascinating people, as this tagline goes.
Right.
Oh, is it really? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I love that. Yeah. Now I'm even more honored. I gotta ask.
You're very.
Well, how we always end, I like to just talk about food. We're a food podcast, and talk about where you guys like to go out to eat. What your favorite coffee shop is, favorite date night, favorite dessert, you name it. But just off the top of your head, what are some of your Bloomington gems or places that you frequent the most? The No Dishes podcast is brought to you by visitbloomington.com. Visit Bloomington.com is the best resource for restaurant and culinary information, special events, fun activities, places to stay, and more in our area. We share a similar mission here on the No Dishes podcast of highlighting local businesses and the people who make our community unique. We can't thank them enough for hopping on board. Check them out at visitbloomington.com to easily plan your next meal, visit, or night out on the town. The Bloomington Town Planner is a community calendar owned and published by local residents John and Sharon Martin. Mailed out to Bloomington homes in December of each year, it features school schedules and community events. And don't forget the coupons at the bottom of the calendar. They'll save you money and help you decide on the next restaurant or retailer to check out here in the Bloomington area. Town Planner also has an online calendar which will be found at townplanner.com. Make sure to sign up for their weekly e-newsletter so you can stay on top of all the fun events going on around town.
You want to go first?
You can start.
Okay, I'll start. I tend to be like pretty tight, and so when it comes to money, and so like when I do eat out, it's planned and it's special.
Okay.
My favorite places are Taste of India.
Excellent. All right, now are you going buffet or are you going like for dinner?
I'm going buffet, but one thing that I like about ordering, so I like the butter chicken.
Oh yeah,
with 4 stars and not 3 or whatever is in the buffet.
So you like it a little spicier.
I like a little spicier than what the buffet.
Yeah. I think the buffet seems like it's what I order, which is like it seems like the same spice level as when I like have just ordered the butter chicken entree, and that's a 2.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I'm kind of a baby when it comes to spice, but so you like the 4. You like the spicy
I like
butter
a
chicken.
Little bit of sweat on my brow.
Okay,
bit, yeah. As far as like date night or like going out to eat with friends or coworkers, big fan of Upland.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Upland on the patio on
Yeah,
a summer's day.
on the right day.
Man,
yeah.
I used to back in the day. We used to go there all the time and get a pitcher of the wheat. Back when like people just knew Upland for the Upland wheat. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that was what they were known for.
Yeah,
it was like they hadn't expanded. It was just really. It's still a Bloomington brand, but like that was the Bloomington brand.
Right.
Obviously, BBC's been around longer, and they're great. But like just that patio. Back when I like was a server and bartender at a Charlie's, like we'd all go over there, get a tenderloin or a burger, and just like pound pitchers of Upland wheat, and it was great. It's such a great patio.
Yeah.
So that's a good hangout for the WFHB staff.
Yeah,
we've gone. Yeah, I think we've gone. It's just so easy. It's really easy, and on the right day, it just it's really it's the best place to sit outside.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That I've found.
Absolutely. No, they've got an amazing patio.
Yeah.
And Taste of India just redid their patio too.
Yeah. They did. I've actually sat on it. It was great. I love Vivencia.
Oh yes, we got to give them some love.
I want to give Vivencia love. I think that they're just a great restaurant all around. Like they opened, they knew what the assignment was. Like, make a cool environment, have great servers that are on top of their shit, and like good food.
The chorizo biscuits and gravy.
It
goes straight for the jugular.
They've got this. I haven't had it a bit.
Amazing.
It's like this like sweet corn pancake, and it has like meat and cheese,
like an arepe.
Yeah, kind of. It's like maybe that is it, but I don't know. It's so good, huh? Is it called like a chupa or something? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, pull up their menu. Chupa.
Yeah, they're just their regular, the pavillon, which is like that classic, like shredded beef.
Keep going down, Garrett. It's not one of those. Yeah, those. So anytime I get it. Yes, that's what it is. I do the steak chachapas. Yeah, corn pancake with half a wheel of fresh soft white cheese. Yeah, so that steak one, the carne asada one, I'm telling you, that thing is life changing. Oh, I gotta do the fried pork belly one now. What? Okay. All right. This is dangerous.
All right.
So
I'm sorry.
No, that's what I'm talking. I mean, I have really good.
Fried pork belly.
Yeah.
It's really well done, and the spice like not heat, but like the
seasoning,
flavor
yes.
of that shredded shredded beef is amazing. And it comes with the plantains and their black beans are like, I don't know what they put in them, but they're amazing. Anyway.
Have you done Arepa Burger, the food truck?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I love theirs so
Major
much.
shout out to Arepa Burger as well. I love that place. Lately, they've been parked in a different spot. But
yeah, they're trying to sell the trailer. They're just going to go to catering. So get them while get them while you can.
Dang.
But I think they're going to still do the rest of the season for Food Truck Friday through the end of October.
Okay.
But I get them while you can.
Yeah. Do you coordinate Food Truck Friday?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's my baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And how long have you been doing that?
11 years.
Okay.
Yep. So started it at the old Chocolate Mousse stand, and then
yeah,
that was we had like the velours play, and like, it was just like a really cool. I don't know, those years at the stand were so cool. When we first started it, and then we moved it to the church parking lot across from the police station. Mm-hmm. That year was insane. Like my buddy who runs the Upland Restaurants was like, dude, that year, he's like, our restaurant sales on Friday cratered because just so many people went to it when it was that close to downtown. Even with Upland up on 11th Street, he's like, dude, we saw like a major impact.
Wow.
The one year that it was at that spot. Yeah. Then we went to the Herald Times for a year, then the Mill across from Upland for 2 years, and then Switchyard Park.
Okay.
Switchyard was a good spot.
Oh, it's perfect.
Like,
we used to always have to set up all the tables and chairs and tear them down, bring in porta pots, dumpsters, and set up and tear down every single week. Now we just show up, put the trucks.
Terrible.
Oh, it was awful. Yeah. But it was worth it because it was a fun community event.
Good
Again, we
you.
like to do cool shit.
Oh
That's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
I feel like I was gonna say I knew you had more in the hopper. I feel like
I love eating out. I mean,
me too. That's why this podcast is
really. I have been trying to. We've been being better. My husband's been cooking more from home, but yeah, Vivencia. Let's see. Shout out to La Bodega. Is that the one on Walnut?
Yeah, South Walnut, just a little bit north of South High School.
Yes.
So that's the same owner as Vivencia.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so that's May. So May owns La Una Cantina, all the El Rancheros, both Cloverleafs.
Both Cloverleafs?
Mm-hmm.
We have a tradition.
We need to pay her a visit.
Oh, yeah. Underwriter. But yeah, their restaurant, which I haven't eaten in yet because I've only gotten their food to go, but it was delicious. Is their restaurant's beautiful.
Oh, I know.
They did such a good job of like, it's like looks great for like big groups. Like it has these like really comfy looking like.
Yeah, well, that's such an interesting location. What that's been through the years when it was Wagon Wheel.
I don't know.
And then what? Man, I'm already blanking. So it started as Wagon Wheel.
Yeah.
And then it turned into, why am I blanking on? Oh, like B's Market or BB's Market, something like that. And then La Bodega. And they put all this money because originally where La Bodega is the restaurant side, that was going to be this like supposed to be a steakhouse. It was going to be like this steakhouse and all this, but that was part of the same owner that. With the Endeavor Wow group.
Right.
But yeah, no, I love that they've turned it into this whole market and
there's a whole market and everything on one side, and then the other side, I hope there's like better
there you go
pictures.
to the right, Garrett.
Yeah, that's not.
But still over to that one to the right, Garrett. That still shows that dining room a little bit.
Yeah,
but it's still tweaked. It's been different.
There's like there's like big they have what do you call them, like booths and stuff. But it looks like I think we're gonna probably do Ben's birthday there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I had no idea that's what the inside of Wagon Wheel looked like.
Yeah.
The only thing I know about Wagon Wheel is that Ted Cruz came to visit. And
I almost said it. I almost said it and I didn't. I was like,
oh
yeah. Boy. It's like, surprised it wasn't in Cancun. Anyway. Wagon Wheel, man, when it first started, that place was legit. Like the whole meat counter they had, the food they had. I think they went through some operational challenges on some stuff, idea. But yeah, it was Wagon Wheel in its prime was money. I would hit it because our warehouse for the Chocolate Mousse is down on Old 37 and Fairfax Road. Like, so to get there from my office at our main store on Walnut, I would always drive by Wagon Wheel. So either going to the warehouse or coming back, I'd call in an order, carry out, get a sweet tea, some baked good, some sandwich, and they always just had really good food. And I feel like the pandemic they're one of the people that I don't think adapted well to the pandemic. There was people that really did it well, and there's a handful of places that took away all the stuff that I went for, and then I had no reason to go there. And so they like scaled down in the wrong ways as far and I don't think it was just me, because you could tell years later that like they did themselves in one way or another. So it wasn't just me that like was going there for a certain thing they took away, you know, which is tough. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of hard decisions to be made at that time. So. Yeah. Cool guys. Thanks. It's been fun. We should do this more often.
I know. I like, if you didn't have this big like fancy setup, I'd be like, come to the station and record. But
yeah. Well, I'm happy
I can't compete with this.
No, We're lucky that Garrett has his media company and we could share this studio space. It's cool. We've come a long way. We've moved studio spaces a few different times and did 3 audio only seasons. We used to record in my apartment underneath the Uptown Cafe. And so all the
underneath the Uptown
so there's
Cafe?
Apartments underneath Uptown.
What?
So
I knew they were above, but I didn't know they were
there's above, and then that's how I lived on Kirkwood, and like I loved the location. It was cheap. Like my rent was like $700 a month. It was great to be right down in the
It must be like right next to the cellar.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit west of the cellar. So when you look at Uptown, you've got the restaurant entrance and the bar entrance. In between, there's these 2 gold doors.
Yes.
And those go to the apartments, and you can go upstairs or downstairs.
Wow.
And downstairs, there you go. He's got it. There's like, there's maybe 10 or 12 apartments downstairs. And so like the windows the bottom of the window is at like ground level. And so my window was on that right-hand side, and where that like those pictures are, that blocks a little alley that's locked on the south side. And so my only natural sunlight is what crept through.
Dude, did you hear really interesting conversations from people walking by?
No, you can't walk through that alley.
No, I know, but like people standing outside.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't. I did hear it took about a week to get accustomed to them vacuuming at 2 a.m. every morning. Because Uptown has like a cleaning crew come in. They don't have like their servers vacuum from what I could tell. So yeah. The first week sleeping there, I was like, I made a mistake. I ended up living there for like 6 years. I loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was hard to sleep because I would wake up to it and then you just get accustomed to it like anything else.
Right.
But yeah, we used to have people come in, do audio episodes at this table, and sometimes my apartment was trashed and I'm like, sorry. And we used to just get hammered on the podcast too back in the day. So if you want to go listen to just some of the old ones.
No, I've seen some of them. Yeah.
No, not even like they were audio only. The first 3 seasons that were just audio, getting shit-faced. Oh, buddy. I said goddamn a lot. I said like a lot of things.
That's the fun of it.
And that's why I don't drink anymore. Among other reasons. All right. Thank you guys so much. WFHB.org. You got till the end of October. It's a great thing for our community. It's going to take the community coming together to keep things rolling. Thanks for everything that you guys do.
Thank you for what you do. Thank you so much, Jordan.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
You're still here. You made it, champ. I'm proud of you. Thanks to Gameday Men's Health, all of our other sponsors, and to G Baby Garrett with Green Hat Media. See you next time. This episode of the No Dishes podcast was recorded, edited, and produced by Garrett Portinga of Green Hat Media in beautiful downtown Bloomington, Indiana.
No Dishes Media.
No Dishes Media.